Hi, this is Jando with the DNB Academy, and in this video I'm going to show you how to use Serum to add percussive elements to your drum breaks. So for this occasion I just added a drum loop, once again from DNB Academy's Creative Suite Volume 1. It's a pretty decent drum loop, but it lacks more percussive elements. It just adds like a really simple shaker playing beneath a kick and a clap. But imagine that your goal is to have a more full and a richer percussive part of your track. And sometimes people tend to go immediately to samples to get them, but you can actually get your drums and your drum breaks way richer by just adding a few modulated noises. And I think this technique will be really helpful, simply due to the fact that sometimes these breaks are so good that they don't need to be like 100% layered with 10 plus drum loops on top of them. And you're gonna notice the results. And to give this track a bit more context, I used this bass line also from Jest's Serum preset pack on DNB Academy. It sounds like this. Right, awesome. So now let's go into our percussion bus and add an instance of Serum. There we go. Now that we got Serum loaded in, we pretty much won't need any of these oscillators. We're just gonna focus on the noise. So let's turn on noise oscillator and let's choose something that it's flat and not with many peaks on the tops, because there are a lot of noises here, especially on the analog, like these ones here. They are too harsh on our ears. So let's just go with something like a bright white. Should be good. Now let's use our envelope here and assign it to our volume knob and turn it all the way up. Increase the grid to 16s. This way you'll have more room to create different patterns. But if you feel uncomfortable with it, just go back to 8, because it allows you to make less curves, but you can play around with the rate more. But I prefer to do it on 16. So let's start to draw something that would immediately remind us of how a hat loop or a percussion loop should sound. So let's choose ramp down option here, press our shift button, and just press your mouse button and drag it all the way. So this way we just create random points. But this would be too stale, you know, it's just too straight. So let's do something like curvy like this. Now what we need to do is choose these points here and just give them a slight curve here so it doesn't sound too triangular, if you know what I mean. All right. Now let's play this, see how it sounds. Right, turning on our keyboard. Obviously it's too fast. Let's just change the rate. We could go with something like this for now. And as you can hear, it still has a lot of decay when it comes to the amplitude of the noise. So let's just tweak these little dots here so it makes our hits smaller and a bit more natural. All right. Let's put them up a little bit here so they match the first bar. All right, it's cool. Now let's open up our filter and choose high here. So that way we can cut the unwanted lower frequencies. All right, now let's just place a MIDI clip here So we can have this play on top of our main drum break to have more context. Let's solo both. Now what we're gonna do is just put the pitch a bit up. And then we can browse through the phase here, so we can find some instances of the sound that we prefer. Okay, if we speed it up, you will notice that like the hits are a bit too harsh as soon as they get triggered. So let's tweak the smoothness here. This way, you see, like, it's way better. They sound way more natural. Okay. Now we can choose our chorus option here. I like to use it. Turn the low pass filter here. The chorus filter, I mean. You see there's that little shikery effect beneath. Now let's process this a little bit. And for this special occasion, we're going to use texture, output texture, just to give this a bit more acoustic feeling. And for that, we just go to our noise sources here, and there are a few samples here that say hi-hat. So we're going to choose like the first one for starters. And I'm going to put this with a mix on all the way up so you guys can hear how this texture sounds. So it does sound like a cymbal, like a hat. Let's choose like that too. Yeah, we can go with this one. But obviously we want our noise to be more present. So let's be more gentle with the mix. Right, we want a really fast attack. We don't want it to hold that much, and the decay can be longer, so we can get those little ear candies up on the mix. We can even pitch this a little bit, but I think this can even be pitched down, in my opinion. We can even play a bit more with a mix. Let's get the gain of our noise a little boosted as well. All right. Since texture sort of like decreases the volume just a tiny bit, even though we added this layer, let's just boost our master here. Now let's hear with our break. We can actually sort of almost make like a sidechain here. Like if we remove it from on top of our snares. And even the kicks. So this is manual sidechain on the go. And something that can also work just to make things a bit more interesting as well is just by adding this LFO to our phase. So our noise source doesn't get stale and too repetitive. Just richer in terms of dynamics. We can even still like browse through different noise sources. But with texture, it won't be that noticeable. All right, let's close off our chain. We're just gonna add a Percussive. So we can like work around these frequencies here. We can even like, let's use this as a bell instead. And never forget, if this is not what you want, it's like, obviously that sort of manual sidechain thing needs to be redone. But let's hear it with the bass, like. So yeah, guys, I hope you enjoyed this video, And as you can see, it's really easy to make your drum break richer in tops. So yeah, I hope you digged it, and I see you on the next one. Peace.